London Hot Radio.
So we're back. Like I was saying earlier, sorry about the technical. It's been a while since we've been on the radio. Well, I've been on the radio anyway, not everybody else. Big up everyone else who's been keeping London Hot Radio steaming through the spring. We have a special guest in the building. Very, very, very special guest. She goes by the name of All Ray. She was in Michael Jackson's Thriller video, which I'm sure everybody has seen and grew up on seeing. Ola, are you there? Can you say hello?
I'm here. Hello, London Hot Radio.
So now we're back, and we definitely got this working. Before, the technical was Michael Jackson's content and getting obviously published lock off as we do for certain things, but all good. So we were talking about your experience with Michael Jackson. I had apologized for previously having you not on here and the cancellation. And then we had got into your emotion about how you were feeling this year about the 40th anniversary of Michael Jackson. So sorry to make you repeat that a little bit once again, but can you do that?
Yeah, sure. I want to apologize to you for missing the first interview, but as I mentioned, I have been going through a lot because I have been receiving a lot of interviews, a lot of people wanting to talk to me about how I feel about it being the 40th anniversary this year. And I didn't know that I was going to start feeling very emotional and becoming a little overwhelmed, because I started thinking about the past and the fact that Michael's not here with me to share it and everything I had gone through after the video was made. And so I just started, having all these different emotions and I didn't want to get on air and start crying or anything. So I had to step back for a minute just to, calm myself down and prepare myself for, this.
That is completely understandable. Everyone's a human. Everyone goes through experiences. And that was, again, a huge point in art. It was a massive historic moment. And you being a part of it is crazy. It's a blessing. And I can understand the overwhelming feeling that could be occurring around that. So tell us a little bit more about how it was to shoot Thriller with Michael Jackson, how it was to rehearse. You did tell me a story before, which you're going to have to repeat about the tea, if you can. But yeah, just tell us a little bit about shooting with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I was so excited and I was so nervous to the point where I felt like I had to have my tea. And so Michael would see me with this cup of tea every day. And I don't know what he thought I was drinking, but I told him I was drinking tea and he was like, no, he said, you're drinking something else. And I'm like, I'm drinking tea. And he was like, all right, let me taste it. And I said, I was thinking to myself, Michael getting ready to taste my tea. But he did. And we laughed about it afterwards. But
did you really mean tea? Taste your tea? Sorry,
yeah, that was
What did Michael Jackson think of the tea?
He liked it.
Yeah, maybe he kept drinking it. Who knows?
He did. No, we had a great. We were flirting with each other the whole time we were on the set.
So, Michael Jackson was one of my favorite artists, and Thriller actually is the music video that actually inspired me to get into music. So again, legendary. It's remarkable that you could be in the same presence and music. It's crazy, overwhelming. I don't even know what to say. But so how did you end up getting onto that video? Well, how did the opportunity come up for you?
Okay, well, I had an agent at the time, and he had sent me out for an interview. I had no idea of who I was going to meet. I did not know who John Landis was at the time. So after going there, he sat down and he started to explain to me what he needed. He needed a girl to play two parts, she would be dating the same guy, but on the movie screen, he would turn into a werewolf. She would get afraid and run away, and then cut the scene in a movie theater. And now it's up to date, and the girl that's in the movie theater doesn't like what she's looking at and gets afraid and walks out. So as he's explaining this to me, he starts to play the Thriller song on a CD. And I
Right.
looked at him and I said, "Oh my God." I said, "I know you're not talking about Michael." And he said, "Yes." And I was like, then after that, I just lost it. I was like, "Okay, you have to give me this job. I am very capable of handling this, handling Michael." And so I just went on and on from there. And then afterwards, he told me, "Okay, well, let me talk to Michael about it and I'll get back with you in 2 weeks." And he did.
That's amazing. That is actually amazing. That's amazing that you didn't even haven't heard of John Landis before, have seen any of his movies. Crazy. So, if you don't mind me asking you, what did you do before? What were you doing in work before this whole Thriller situation started? An opportunity.
Well, I started working at the age of 15 in Japan. I lived there for 3 years. So I was singing, modeling, dancing, doing commercials at the age of 15. Once I got back to the United States in 1980, I did the centerfold for Playboy. I became Miss June. And after that, I sponsored a hair care product called Classy Curl with Johnson and Johnson. And then I've just done so many commercials like with Legs, IBM, and I started doing films with Henry Winkler, Ron Howard, with Eddie Murphy, and so I had been working, and
You
I
did a movie with Eddie Murphy.
I was in 48 hours. It's like, and Beverly Hills Cop 2. I mean, it's just, they wanted me to do Olivia's part, but once they looked at me, they said I looked a little too young to play that hooker role. So they ended up just letting me dance, the dance scene with them. And I got my credits and I had my trailer next to Eddie's. So, yeah. And then, and I was at the Playboy Mansion within the Beverly Hills Cop 2, just in a bathing suit playing volleyball. There's no speaking roles or whatever, but and then I worked with Ron Howard in Night Shift with Henry Winkler, and then Fear City, and I worked with Charles Bronson, and so I had been working a lot, and I think that that John saw my centerfold, and I believed he showed it to Michael, and I think that's kind of how it all happened.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. On Michael, again, Michael's one of my favorite artists, and I completely agree with him because I was okay. So when I saw Thriller for the first time, I must have been like 3 years old. 3 years old. That's when the memory that my mum and dad told me that I saw the music video for the first time, and from 3 years old, it was like a part of my life all the way until I was a teenager. Sing, practice, dance it. And I share that same notion with Michael Jackson, where I would have said that because of the fact that I was watching Thriller from so young, you were actually my first crush, which is mad. So that's crazy, due to Michael Jackson and Michael Jackson Thriller. So I completely agree with Michael's decision and why he made the decision. Totally. What year was you the Playboy centerfold, by the way?
June 1980.
June 1980. That's crazy. I was born in 81, so you can imagine. But anyway, so what with the Michael Jackson Thriller thing, after it had happened, how much did you get work wise from music or movies, Hollywood?
The gigs after that, but my world kind of like turned upside down with the big craze surrounding Thriller. So my whole life had changed, and not necessarily for the better. But I
That's
wrote that in my book, The Thrill of It All. So if anybody want to know.
But there was many models that had shot music videos with Michael Jackson, including Naomi Campbell, and you know what I mean. maintained working through a lot of Michael Jackson's. I mean, to me, I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. Like I said, and I support Michael Jackson as far as his art and everything that he's done, because that's just who I am. But I do understand all the politics, everything that's been gone on around Michael Jackson. So, how do you feel about everything that you've heard about him, and from the person that you met and got a chance to work with and be around and feel the energy
Right.
of?
I don't know. I think Michael's energy was so great. It was I every time he walked into a room, he there was like an aura around him. I mean, he was a very, very special person, and very sweet and very honest. And I just really can't see like all the stuff that they were saying about him afterwards. I really don't see it, and can't really see it. That him being a part of something like that, because the Michael I knew did not have that kind of qualities whatsoever inside.
See,
That you
I've got my
have to.
own specific insight to what I feel about Michael Jackson. And I mean, maybe me and you can do a podcast late night one day and we can do it like deeper. But I do feel that because of the times, I mean, you've got to remember the year that this was all happening and the decade it was happening in, you know? And you have to understand where technology was at, where human mindset was at. A lot of things were very, very new to humans. You know, it was trial and error. We were basically guinea pigs in that year. You know, or that century, or that I mean, sorry, that decade. And so yeah, everything was different, and even Thriller changed a lot as far as music industry, music, the entertainment world. Saved MTV a lot. And I just personally have a whole different outlook to how Michael's growth was as a young child into the music industry, the people he was around, and to how he's got this notion around him right now. And I completely disagree with it, completely. So I'm completely sided with you and Michael Jackson as far as that. But yeah, this is. I do feel that there's a deeper aspect inside in the industry for why this has all happened. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of industry people are to blame. So I,
And I agree with you on that. And I just think that it was very uh, misfortunate that Michael had to experience what he experienced, as far as like after he shot the video, was it for Pepsi, and his hair caught a fire. And then after that, he had serious burns on his scalp, to the point where he had to like take medicine, painkillers or whatever, to get through it. And I think in the process of that happening is when I feel, that he started using a little bit more. And he even admitted it at one point, But then it's like after you go and get help for something, and if you don't have the right people around you,
mm,
um, helping you get through whatever it is you're getting through, then that it's going to be a problem. Because I think he was good when he lived
all right,
out at Never
Ola, do you want me
Neverland.
to get into trouble? Do you want us to get into a little bit of trouble? Shall I keep my mouth shut, or do you want me to open it? What do you want me to do? It's your decision. You're in charge right now.
I mean, you know what? I'm here with you, so we can talk about it. I'm gonna try to choose my words carefully, because I don't want to get in any trouble as well. But we can go there if you like.
So look, if my observation, what you're saying is completely true, because to me, I feel that people at a young age need to guide somebody, correct? Especially
Right.
where Michael Jackson's age was, and in
Right.
the deepness of the industry, how popular he was so fast, you know?
Yeah.
So let's just put one and one together so I don't get in so much trouble and people have to work this out. So if you look at today and all the people that you see who are getting blamed for different things that you saw Michael get blamed for, right?
Yeah.
A lot of those people are the people that were around Michael Jackson when growing up.
Oh, I don't know.
So maybe Michael
I,
Jackson was like more. To me, Michael Jackson was more the scapegoat. He was the person that people. I think he was. People experimented on him. I think people completely used him as a guinea pig. And I think a lot of the people around him in the industry, I think, were to blame. This is just my perception and my overlook on how on the whole situation. Um,
can
that's it.
comment
Go
can
on.
comment part about when he started using, because I can totally understand that part of it, because if you don't have guidance, like with me after I did Thriller, I didn't have a manager. I didn't have anyone pulling me to the side and saying, Ola, you got to be careful. You're going to, all the groupies are about to come. People are going to want to do this or want you to do that to be a part of, their group or whatever. And so there was a lot that I didn't know, and that I got caught up in. So I can speak on that part as far as speaking for myself. I can't really speak too much about Michael and what he went through, but I can just assume that if they did it to me, how much, they probably was doing it with him. And for me, I think that, LA is like, it's treacherous to live here. And if you got a doctor or somebody that's making money off you, giving you drugs, whatever, they're going to keep feeding it to you.
Hundred
If you
percent.
got dealers around, and they're around you, and they're going to keep feeding, because everyone's making money off of you. So that's why I said it's really important for you, if you're in a situation like that you have to have great people around you
So a little
to help
rewind.
you.
What were all these groupies doing to you now? Tell us about
I
that
mean,
experience.
wow. I had, after we did the video, people were coming to my house, knocking on my door. Are you in there, Ola Ray? Are you in there? Are you the girl that did the Michael Jackson Thriller? So, I mean, I went through so much, I had to move. And then once I moved, I then started getting all the A-list actors coming over. Then now they want to do the drugs. I'm like, so I'm like sitting there, and everybody, my house was like full of people day and night. No one would leave. No one would want to go home. And I'm like, they were doing drugs, and I
Yeah, but why
hadn't
didn't you
done
just kick
drugs.
them out? You should have called your mom and said, "Mom, I got a problem. I need to kick these guys out of my house." That's what.
Right. And, I have 6 brothers. So,
So
yeah,
why
I
did you
should
not
have.
do that? Like, think about it. I mean, I know it was the '80s and yeah, think life was different, but
I
God,
think that for me, I was like trying to fit in, and didn't think that it was going to be, such a problem, because I was thinking I'm getting ready to get out of here any minute. I kept waiting for that check to come that didn't come, because I'm thinking, okay, I'm getting ready to go to an island, because whenever I would work, I would always leave and go to Jamaica or go to Hawaii, or somewhere just to celebrate from a job. And so it's like, for me, after doing Thriller, that never kind of happened. So I got kind of stuck, and it was just kind of crazy. But, thank
so
God, through the grace of God, okay, I was able to get delivered from all that craziness.
So I'm gonna hit the number $1 million question because I just need to know. I'm sure a lot of people just want to know, just due to a lot of the noise that people make about Michael Jackson. So did you Michael Jackson date or
Okay. Well, I remember when we shot the scene where I had to kiss him, right?
right?
And I asked him ahead of time. I said, "Well, we're gonna have to do this scene where I gotta kiss you." And he's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Okay, well, where do you want me to kiss you?"
Mm.
And he said, "Well, where do you want to kiss me?" And I told him, I said, "I don't know yet." And he said, "Okay, well, you can kiss me wherever you want to kiss me." And then so when he said action, I kind of just thought about it, and I thought about the period of the time, back in the day in the 1950s or whatever. The women back then, they weren't that forward. And so I kind of wanted to make sure I did a good job working on the video, and, what the scene needed. And so I kind of just reached up and kissed him on the cheek. But as we were working together for the 2 weeks that we were together, we were starting to feel things for each other. And one day, I I was in his trailer with him, and we did a second kiss, and he kind of was letting me know that if I wanted it, I could have it, because he started taking off his clothes.
So,
But
so Michael Jackson wanted to hit it. That's what you're saying.
but it's like we had a
Oh.
conversation prior to that part, and it was, he God, I was
So,
saying, okay,
hold on, hold on. I'm just why I'm asking, and why it's great that you're saying this is because there's so much different rumors coming out about Michael Jackson from different females, celebrities, and Madonna, and if you watch, so it's just good to know that Michael Jackson wanted to hit it. So, boom.
well, he definitely, was like walked
No
into.
disrespect to you at all,
We're,
but
we're in his we're in his trailer, right? So we're sitting in the kitchen area part of it, and then you look back and there's the bedroom part of it. He kind of slid back there and was like, taking it off all slow, letting me know if I wanted, I could have it. But
Michael
I was like
Jackson's stripping
thinking,
for you. That's crazy. That is.
but I didn't go through with it.
No,
I was like, because I'm thinking, because he had told me something about, maybe why we wouldn't be able to take it any further or have a relationship. And for me, I'm like, I'm not trying to get with Michael Jackson and not be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? But then again, I was thinking maybe I should have hit it, because afterwards, he would have never wanted to let me go. There were two ways I could,
one
was
shot.
looking at that situation. But eventually, what I chose to do was not to do it. And, he just put his clothes back on and came over and sat close to me. And, we cuddled. And then that was it. That was it.
You smashed it. I'm joking. That was a pun, by the way. But anyway,
Girl has probably never told Michael no. So I'm sure that was on his mind for a while.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. But no, his honesty, that's dope because he already knew what was coming, what comes with him anyway. So that's just, I feel that was blatant honesty, and letting you know,
Secret
point blank.
that he had, some kind of little pact that he had made with someone else on the set of Thriller, which I can't speak on. I don't want to tell it. But in my book, I talk about it. And maybe if you read it, you might figure out who that person might be. But someone had made, him promise that he wouldn't really go there with me, which was kind of to up, because they wanted
It was
me.
probably John Landis, isn't it? He just wanted to mess up his business. It was probably John Landis. But anyway. So what I'm saying to you is, all right. So 5 of the best memories you had on the Thriller set.
I'm sorry?
Give me the 5 best memories you had on the Thriller set while shooting it.
Okay, definitely meeting him for the first time. He sent a limo for me, and it was the night that they were shooting the Thriller video. So I had a front row seat. He had a director's chair with my name on it. He was so cute. And so watching him dance and do that Thriller dance, and seeing how much of a perfectionist he was, because he kept doing it. It's like, all right, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. So that one was one of my favorites. The second was him singing to me. Okay. As I watched, I felt like I was, the only girl in the world. And I had Michael Jackson,
Crazy.
singing. So that was an amazing feeling. Of course, the second kiss in his trailer. And there was times where, he would be tickling my feet. Hey, that's another time, because it seemed like um, he became more outgoing once he put that mask on. He flirted with me more. He was like all in my ear or coming up from behind me, jumping out, and we just had too much fun. And then the first time that we were rehearsing, uh, that day was so much fun with him, watching him run around, with his Mickey Mouse shirt on, and having John try to show me exactly how he wanted me to walk. Because at first I was like walking a little bit too fast to the beat, and Michael and John was like telling me, "Okay, Ollie, you need to slow it down a little bit because Michael needs to flirt with you while he's singing." So yeah, was that 5?
Yo, that walk was fire. That walk to the graveyard, just that whole thing was just fire. And just everything
Yeah.
about it, And then you come in with the choreography. I mean, you're not in the choreography. You're screaming somewhere, run off somewhere towards the house. But the choreography was dope, classic, classic. Pardon?
Because we had John had us come to editing after we had did that scene with the screen,
Right.
and so John was showing us, on the film, he's like, showing us what had happened. And he left the scream in. And the whole time, I'm running from Michael. And Michael asked him, it's like, John, you going to leave the scream in the whole time? And John's like, yeah, that's the best part. So, yeah.
That's dope.
I was hoping that I would scare, I wanted to do the best job for Michael. So I was hoping that that scream would scare the audience to the point where, it would make the video really good,
So I went to Michael Jackson's concert, the History tour when it came to the UK. I went all 3 days. Like literally all 3 days. And I was standing there early in the morning with my ticket, early, so I could be right in the front. And seeing him perform from the stage was just crazy, seeing him dance. So imagine you saying I was to see him right in front of me dancing, practicing his moves. That's just magical. Also, have you been keeping up with all the different stories that's been going on around Michael Jackson on YouTube so far? I mean, lately.
No, because
So there's there's a really funny one I've got to tell you about, which you can give confirmation about. Cool. So there's a funny one, and do you remember the Way You Make Me Feel music video?
Yes.
So the music video apparently had some Crips, some LA Crips that were acting in the music video with Michael Jackson, right? And apparently these LA Crips have come on YouTube who were in the music video back then, saying their experience about being in a music video and why they were in a music video. And also, one of them claimed that before he died and a lot of his life, Michael Jackson was a Crip, and that's why he called himself the Blue Ghost or the Blue something.
Oh, that just sounds a little bit far-fetched.
That's crazy though, right?
I do know, that what I heard is for sure Michael used to have them come over to his house so they could teach him some of the dance moves, the street dance moves.
So he used to get definitely. He said that in the video that they would share the dance moves and routines, and they would show him what's going on the streets. And it was crazy. And I'm like, wow, this is all the kind of stuff that we find out about him like decades after he's gone, Amazing. Don't know if it's true or not. It's just, but it's just stories.
Being in a gang and all that, I really don't think so. That's not Michael.
The Blue Ghost.
Yeah. There's so many things going on the internet. I mean, there's so much even about me. I hear a lot of them don't even like me. I'm like, okay.
Why do they not like you? You're right. You ain't done anything to the world. You just walked down in the Thriller video. You ain't done nothing that's bad to the world.
They're mad because I try to get my royalties, and so they're like,
Yo, so me but why? So do you still receive royalties from the Thriller video?
No, that's really a bad subject, because when I went to court the last time, they tricked me in signing that settlement agreement because I did not agree with those terms. And 10 days later, they gave me something that was basically trying to take away all my rights. So the estate is no joke. And,
No, so that estate is beastly, because anyone who's trying to damage Michael's name that state goes wild on. And do you know what? I'm not talking about the situation with you, because I do feel that you should be getting your royalty and your due from being in that video, because it is such a huge video, and there's enough to share. But the estate is protecting a lot that I think a lot other people wouldn't be able to protect, from damaging his reputation or his taking his money. I think a lot of people are out here trying to take his money. So, but again, that's just my opinion. But I do really hope that you get more royalties and keep continuing to get your royalties from Thriller.
At this point, I need to just let it all go. God says you got to forgive people. So it's like, for me, I just got to forgive and let it go.
I'll fly you into London. We do a whole nother Thriller. I'll be Michael. I'll be walking down Brixton. You get me? It's really dangerous in Brixton, so we don't even need the monsters. We just walk down Brixton. I'll be doing that whole Michael Jackson version thing. Boom, 2023 remix.
Yeah, I need to do a remix now.
They'll ban me, just like how we went on the show with Michael Jackson's footage and Facebook locked us off straight away. So, boom, they've protected him. But so Ola,
action part of it, but also what a lot of people don't understand is the contract that Michael gave me. They took that, they changed it, so he gave me licensing, he gave me percentages, and there's even a security agreement attached to it saying that they were not supposed to change anything that Michael gave me. So,
do you still have that paperwork?
Of course. So Michael did me right.
No, but if you still have that paperwork that states Michael has said this, and it's his paperwork from that time, there is definitely a lawyer that can use that as leverage or enough, because that's from the person.
Right. I could probably go back in if I want to. I just don't know if I want to or if I can even do it, because it was, you want
to hire me as your lawyer? I'll come cause a menace, Ola. I will come there and cause a menace in California. Do you want me to be your lawyer?
I don't know if I can deal with any more of this emotionally. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I think at this point, I kind of need to let it all go.
No, I get that. Again, look, there's so much I feel that you're credited to as far as this music video, and I think life has got so much more for you. So I do think that you should seriously live it. I don't think that you should let the courts and everything stress you out too much. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I just feel that you got a lot to live for still, and kudos to you, man, because you've lived through all of it. And again, going through Michael Jackson's downs and all the politics and all of that, you're still out here. It's crazy. Big up Terminal 4 in the background, because he's saying that you're a soldier as well. He's agreeing. And that's big. So, blessings.
Well, through the grace of God, because, a lot of us are gone. All Whitney, Prince, everybody's gone. So, I could have not been here as well, because I was out there doing things I shouldn't have been doing. But just like I said, through the grace of God, he brought me through it. And
Ola, what you out there doing that you're not supposed to be doing, Ola? You better get your ass home, Ola.
Hey, that was like 40 years ago, so we good now. We good now.
No, it's great, and I had a lot of fun talking to. I actually want to do this again. I want to do a second part, but I didn't want to go too deep with certain things, because I didn't want you to feel away, especially with the fact that you literally set it up, rejected me, and I thought, uh-oh, I've done something wrong. So I just wanted to take it delicately, if you know what I mean.
You know what? We did go a little deep today, but it's okay, because I guess it was something
that was
I needed
deep.
To talk about.
That was deep.
Because a lot of times I don't talk about what you and I are talking about right now.
Right.
A lot of times I do interviews, they want me to just, talk about my experience with Michael, but you actually asked me some questions that took me a little deeper, which is good. And like I said, I apologize for not being able to do the first interview with you, but I just didn't want to get on air and started crying about everything. And that's where I was. I was like, I really felt like I emotionally that I had to shut everything down. So it wasn't just you; it was everything around me. I had to shut down for a minute.
I understand that, and I thank you for even taking your time out and doing this for me. I do completely, completely honor the the emotion that must have come with it. So don't worry, you don't have to apologize. You're all good. Um, again, I can say it could be an even crazier conversation because I had really a lot of things that we could be talking about that's in different places. Um, so around Michael Jackson, real quick, who was like some of the people that you remember that were really cool with you on the set and did help you, like other than Michael Jackson?
Um, Nico Brando was like on the set with us every day. Marlon Brando's son. He
That's
was a good
crazy.
friend of mine. Yeah, he was on the set with us every day. Um, I don't know. I saw like what's her name? I can't think of her name. Joan, not one Joan Collins. Uh, anyway, she wrote a book about Michael. Jackie. Was it
Yeah, I
Jackie?
got you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So she came on the set. I think I can't think of his name right now. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people would come on the set and see us, and I would also like watch Michael, and while he would have all of his older business partners come on the set, and they were like discussing the elephant bones and everything. So Michael was actually so smart. I got a chance to see that side of him. And also the fact that he owned half of Sony. I don't know how many people out there know about that, but
Big. What?
Michael was
That's just mentioning that you smashed it because this is all the stuff that I was going to talk about. Is like the fact that he managed to do so much without people
yeah,
knowing, and it's literally
yeah.
affected the world after he's dead. You know what I mean? And people couldn't stop that. That's crazy.
No,
That's intelligent. Very. And he knows the
part
value
of
as
that.
well about certain things and historic value and uh, history and all this kind of stuff, which is really, really fascinating. And it's good you got to see that.
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
These are things that I'll have in my mind for the rest of my life. I mean, I could remember and see it as clear as day as I'm talking to you right now. That's how fresh it still is in my memory.
So, where was this shot in LA?
We shot some downtown, and then one scene was in Griffith Park. So yeah,
So,
we spent
how.
like
Go on, keep going.
we spent 2 weeks on the set together. We were together from like 7 or 8 in the morning till like midnight.
Nice. And
Nice.
how was Eddie Murphy in real life?
I'm sorry.
How is Eddie Murphy in real life? Did you get to meet him on the set of the movie?
Of course. I mean, I love working with Eddie Murphy. He was really really a cool guy. And one thing I could say, Eddie is, I'm still receiving checks to this day from that little small part that I played.
Boom. Did you ever get to meet Charlie Murphy, by the way? I'm a big fan of Charlie Murphy.
True. I used to go and hang out at Eddie's house with him all the time. So no, we became friends for a minute.
It's crazy, yeah. Charlie, rest in peace, Charlie Murphy. He was something else artistically as well, big time.
Right.
I do think Eddie Murphy as well, legendary as far as comedy. Um,
Yeah.
this has been really really cool, Ola. Is there anything that you want people to know about yourself, or to anything that you want to get clear that you're hearing on YouTube or hearing on the internet?
You know what? I can't afford to go negative.
Mm,
So for me, I don't go on YouTube and I don't listen to all the craziness. I try to stay focused. I try to stay positive. I try to keep moving on with my life, trying to figure out where I'm going. And so right now, what I'm working on is, I wrote the book. It's called The Thrill of It All. So you guys can find it anywhere on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, ebook, G-book, or whatever. So you can go and pick that up. And then I also just finished putting my website together. It's called olaray.com. So you guys
Nice.
can go there. You need pictures, whatever. Don't go on to the other sites. Come to my website. Let me hook you up with a picture because I don't charge that much. They charge like about $47 of a picture with me and Michael, I think, on other places. And I'm not that expensive. So just come. I'm in the process of putting t-shirts and mugs and hats together on it. So yeah, and then I'm thinking of doing Comic-Con for the 40th anniversary of Thriller in LA. They're going to have that this year on December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
That
So
would be
and
dope. Comic Con would be sick.
yeah, I know. It's gonna be my first time going to Comic-Con. So I'm trying to prepare for that. And then I don't know, for Halloween, it's kind of like still up in the air, but I want to throw the biggest Halloween costume bash party ever. So I'm still trying to figure out who and where I'm going to do it. And it might be a possibility of being in Dubai. So I
Yo,
don't know.
okay, okay, hola. Let's make something clear. If you're throwing this party, you're getting me as one of your DJs. Period. That's just gonna happen, yeah? Boom.
I'm taking all the offers right now. So anybody got an offer, think they might want to have me, all you got to do is go to my website, drop me a note. You can get to my email from there, to talk to me. But yeah, I'm trying to put into place all these little events because of it being the 40th anniversary this year. So
No, let's do something. I'm with it. We'll talk on the rebound and definitely we plan something. This is cool. This is cool. I
yeah,
like it. I like it.
and we
Sick.
have August. Michael's birthday is on the 29th. Mine is on the 26th. So I want to
Oh,
try to do something special, around that time as well. So, yeah.
that's crazy. That's cool. That's really, 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 really cool. So no, excellent. Is anything else you
Right.
want to tell us? You're just free flowing information right now. I like it. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay. And so I'm writing a script right now based off the book because I'm getting ready to do, sending out information to the studio. So I might be able to do a movie
Mm-hmm.
about my experience with me and Michael and afterwards. So, and I'm looking at someone with to do a docu-series, but I can't really talk about it until it happens. But I'll know that by next week. So anyway, I'm trying to stay focused and stay positive and trying to keep it moving.
Nice. Perfect. Perfect. You're in the right place. And again, I'm going to definitely talk to you because all of those solutions, I got some for you. So we're going to work this, Ola. Big up yourself. Really, 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 really cool person. I am going to have another sort out another interview with you where we're going to talk about all different other general things because there is a lot I still need to ask you about Michael Jackson, your experiences, and other things as well. I want to talk to you as well about how you're going to migrate into business and your thoughts about business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to also talk about how business was in them times and how it's completely changed today and how the thought and mentality has changed, but capitalism is the same. You know what I mean? So a couple of other things that we can chew on when you're ready, that is. But it's been a very, 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 very fun talking to you.
I love your conversation. I like how you're going. You're going in deep with me with this, with which is good, and but you're not overstepping. So I appreciate that.
I'm glad I didn't overstep. At one point, I thought I overstepped in this conversation, but I'm glad you put that out there. Thank you. But
Look, I owe it to you. I owe it to you for not, for missing that first interview.
no, you're good. You're good. And again, this is why I didn't want to take it. extremely deep or anything, but I do want to actually do a proper special. We will figure out some other things with events and stuff, and we'll help support what you're doing too. If you can send me a link on my WhatsApp for the book, then I'll also put that and promote that through our platforms too.
Sounds good. I'm hoping London is gonna call because normally I'm over there. I'm in London or Germany. I
What?
mean,
So why
I'm
didn't you
always
call me when you're in London? That see what I mean. See what I
right
mean
here.
about these
No, they
people.
love me. They're always inviting me to come over there. So
Well,
yeah,
next time you're in London or coming out here, make sure you let me know. Holler at me. Cool.
I will
And we will
definitely
set
make
up other
sure.
things too. Definitely. It was great talking to you. Quick, do you want to shout out anyone?
I just want to shout out to London Hot Radio.
Boom. That was a
Yeah.
shout out from PYT herself.
Oh yeah, and on my Instagram, you can catch me as PYT.
Boom.
And
Right,
I got
what's your favorite Michael Jackson album out of all of them?
of course
Yeah, out of all of them.
Thriller. I think because you got Beat It, you got everything on
Of
there.
course,
And my
100.
and my favorite song is Remember the Time because to me, I feel like he wrote that for us.
Oh, that's sweet.
I don't
That
know
is
if he
really,
did,
really cool. That is nice
yeah,
to, definitely a
but
nice
that's
thought.
me, yeah.
That's a nice thought to end this off with. Really, really nice.
Oh,
So, I will be in touch with you, Ola. Thank you for the interview. You have been very, very, very kind. Big up everyone in the last few weeks that we've been messing with. Big up all our sponsors from King Palm in LA, California. Big up everyone from the Copenhagen, everyone who came out in Copenhagen for the Mob Deep show. That was insane. Big up the Brothers of Acai. Go check that out and go try that. Big up Dreddy Original. Have a nice day and all of them. London Hot Radio, you know what it is. All our Ray. The Thriller 40th anniversary. You know we're gonna keep celebrating it all year this year. Also, 50th anniversary of hip hop. Gonna keep celebrating that all year. Everyone stay big, keep making money, stay positive, and have a great summer ahead. You want to say bye, Ola?
I love you guys.
Boom.